For many artists, the pandemic has been a complete shutdown of live performances. One response has been a surge of performances by remote connection, and one example is a return engagement for vocalists with a program drawn from opera, Neapolitan song, and popular classics. Last year, they did it with a tea party. On Sunday, they'll do it with a virtual cafe, Italian style. To tell us about the lineup and the preparation are one of the performers and the ensemble's artistic director, Olga Lisovskaya, and the community partner, the vice president of the St. Mary of Carmen Society, Carl Pasqua-Rosa. Thank you both very much for being with
Yeah,
us.
that's good.
Thank you.
I want to start with Olga because this is an outgrowth of a whole different kind of performance dynamic. Because I'm thinking of you combining the world of opera with the sort of the street scene of a festival like in the North End in Boston. What is it about that dynamic that's so special?
Chris, this is a wonderful question. And 3 years ago, that was exactly what we addressed, which was an interdisciplinary event specifically designed for Newton Arts Festival to show the variety, the diversity of artists that we have in Newton and surrounding cities. And it was specifically designed for Newton Arts Festival in mind, with myself as the artistic director and my three ladies. I call them three ladies, like in the Magic Flute. Three designers: Olga Lechov, who is the At Cozy boutique owner and designer of beautiful gowns; Inga Puzikov, who is accessory designer and Boston Fashion Awards winner; and Nina Bublik, who is hats and these carnival masks designer, who was a finalist at the Venetian Carnival competition for best masks. So we have singers, we have dancers, we have fashion designers, we have fashion models, and now you add into the mix the amazing videographers and sound engineers and photographers, and it's going to be an absolute delight for all the senses, and we're very happy to have close to 50 people collaborating on this endeavor. So it's amazing.
Carl Pasqua-Rosa, I know it's different this year, but before this year, it was a fixture in your life. You went to this festival in the summer in your neighborhood in Newton, which was a magnet for Italian-American immigrants. What was it like going to these festivals for you?
Well, Chris, it brought the community together, and it's something that we've been doing for 85 years, clearly not in my lifetime. I mean, I've been around for 58 of those years, but it's an opportunity for us to give back to the community. It's something that has brought the Italian families back together in Newton, and it's a festival. It's a 5-day festival every year that we have. It brings 10,000 people into Newton, and we have entertainment. And when one of our core goals, obviously, is to help within the community and to look for opportunities for us to give back and to support. And when Olga reached out to us, what better way to participate, especially virtually now, to help support her in her Italian musical that they're going to have. And we're kind of looking forward to that. But I would just tell you that the St. Mary of Carmen Society, established in 1935, has been a fixture in Newton. And it has been supporting families and scholarships that we have every year for 85 years strong. And we continue that trend. And fortunately, I'm a descendant of one of the founding fathers, Pasquale Marocco, Frank Batista, the president, and Chuck Proyer, one of the festival chairman. And we all have descendants of this festival. And we, it's a fabric of the community. We think it's important. And this has been a great partnership with Olga.
And take me a little bit further into the roots here, because you have a patron saint for this festival. And I'm thinking here, is this going back to some village, either in southern Italy or in Sicily, perhaps?
Correct. In 35, the Italians came together and they didn't have a lot of money, and finances were tight, and they established this the society basically to help fund people that were having financial trouble, as well as a death benefit society where we could help contribute to putting people to rest in their final stages. And it's grown since then. We have 125 members currently, and again, every year it is a staple in the city of Newton, and it's the biggest event they have. It was only rivaled by the 4th of July celebration in Newton.
Olga, so you can help the community with some of that, and maybe the community can help some of these artists. Isn't that true?
Yes, definitely. We are all looking forward to seeing you this Sunday on August 30th at 5 p.m. The programming is free and open to the public. Of course, donations are appreciated. And I felt that I could be like an ambassador of artists right now. And you can think of the internet actually as their venue, as their stage to perform right now, because everything else is closed. And a lot of my colleagues, they are out of jobs and they are trying to survive and create new endeavors. And this musical cafe Italian style is helping them, these individual artists, to not only express themselves, but also to get some financial support and continue to create.
No, no, when you say musical cafe, I'm thinking almost of the cafe scene in La Boheme with Puccini. But here you're doing this virtually. So what are people going to see exactly?
So it was envisioned as a live event, of course. It was supposed to happen in May, and with all the pandemic, we had to rethink, but we are still doing musical cafe. So we are going to have our artists, as many as we are allowed to have, because there's strict guidelines so that we cannot have all the artists in the same room with us at once at the same time. And so it's going to be in the studio, which is generously provided to us by Santa Macor. And principal artists, Afanasy Prokhorov, who is a wonderful baritone and model and a dancer, and Viviana Dragani, who is a very famous persona in the Italian American community. She's also a hostess of an Italian radio show, and she's a wonderful singer, a great colleague, and a dancer. And of course, I had to make her into a model. She had no choice, and she's beautiful. And of course, Giovanni Formisano, our gran tenore from Napoli. And I wanted to mention that we will have guest artists from around the world, of course, from Italy as well, joining us live. So the setup is a cafe style studio, you know, where the principal artists are, with many other artists all around the world joining on Zoom, and the audience members are welcome to join us on Zoom as well to interact and ask questions. We also prepared a fun contest, a photo contest, which we just yesterday announced the winners for that. And live, the winners will be receiving prizes from our designers and our photographers, professional photographers. So we're going to go live on 2 platforms simultaneously, which is Zoom, and it's going to be airing on Facebook Live to the general public. So you have opportunity to tune in as an active participant, or tune in from time to time and see what's going on Facebook Live.
Carl, I know this isn't a crowd in the street or fireworks overhead, but for people who maybe grew up with this kind of music, what's this going to be like for them if they can tune in?
Well, we have music every year at the festival, 5 nights of music, and we always end it with some form of Italian theme to try to keep the fabric back together and bringing it is an Italian American community that we have, an Italian, Catholic Italian organization. So, it brings the spirit out, the closeness of it brings the family, it bubbles to the surface where everybody can kind of just, especially this event, give us an opportunity to breathe a little bit and get some quote unquote normalcy back in our lives. So I think music calms the soothing beast, as they say, and I think we all could use that right now.
I agree.
I'm also interested in the cultural bridge here, Olga, because you are not Italian American, but the music you might have grown up with in Ukraine or in Russian.
I feel like Italian. I feel like Italian American community here just brought me and took me in. I have so many wonderful friends, and Carl is my new friend. And then Pasquale Trotta, who is the founder of San Gennaro Feast that I participated last year. And he's also supporting. And Tony Russo from Russo's is supporting me, and lots of singers and artists, and Rocco Capano from the Italian American community. And of course, course, the Italian music, being myself an opera singer, is very close to my heart. I love Italian opera, but this, of course, show is going to offer not only Italian opera, some highlights from the most famous, like La Donna è Mobile, Libiamo from La Traviata, and of course, you will hear repertoire from Andrea Bocelli, and then the Italians will recognize Toto Cutugno and Modugno, and many, of course, the Italian-American great artists like Dean Martin repertoire and Frank Sinatra repertoire. So you will have everything, and we are so proud of what we've done. We have been working tirelessly for over 3 months on this programming, and the artists have just performed beautifully. And I think it's going to be such a pleasure for people to see the end result, and we're going to be so happy to share it with everybody.
And finally, Olga, if people want to tune into this on Sunday, what time and where should they go to find it?
So it's at 5 p.m. This Sunday, August 30th. And the best way to find all the information and all the links is at my website, olgalisovskaya.com. And so it's going to be on Facebook Live on my page. So the link will be on my website, and perhaps we can put it under the program in the comments, the links.
Well, thank you both very much for joining us, Olga Lisovskaya and Karl Pasquarosa. We'll have
Thank
more.
you, Chris. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.